Hello, Mr. Dyer. I mean, it is a bit ironic. I mean, you obviously mentioned, I think, in that last statement about the deregulation that took place in the mid-80s, I mean, which was supposed to be this market-driven approach, which actually, was meant to apply from that time. And it seems to me in Basingstoke, I mean, ironically, we have no market, no competition, and all we've got is a private monopoly. That's the situation we've arrived at. But in regard to what you talked about in terms of your review of the commercial bus service in Basingstoke, obviously that had been in your thoughts for some time. It materialises at the time that we know. But I think in amongst that, you talked about contacting the Basingstoke and Deane Council and Hampshire County as far back as October 2013. I mean, if that is the case, I don't think about that. Can you tell me what form of contact that was and who was that with? What type of notification dates back to October 2013?
Thank you, Chair. Just going back to the consultation you started in October. Was your consultant the same time you put in a bid for the shuttle bus service?
I can't remember when the invitations to tender for the centre shuttle came out. I don't know whether Peter Smith might be able to help me on that. But they were two completely separate subjects in any case, because the centre shuttle is obviously a completely self-contained operation. At the time, we weren't the operator of it. We bid on a sealed competitive tender basis on the same as all the other operators that bid. Obviously, I don't know how many of those there were, but it was a completely separate exercise.
I'll come back on that. It's the point I'm trying to make is if we had known that the change you can bounce the community into, we certainly wouldn't have been to question your ability to run the shuttle bus service. Actually, that's the point I'm trying to make, because it was devious.
Thank you, Chair. Several questions. Can I start, Mr. Dyer, with your comment that the services before the review were not meeting their financial targets? I'd like to understand what motivated you to do the review in the first place. What were the financial targets that you were missing?
Well, it was the result of the recession, which meant that profitability of the routes was falling, and that's why we had to review the network.
Okay, I'm just struggling here because your pre-tax profits for the years following 2009 were over a near 200 million and significantly up. In fact, your entire pre-tax profit this year was based upon your regional bus operation at 4.8% increase in profits. So I don't see the correlation that you're arguing at all. And in fact, your own accounts don't correlate to what you're saying. You are a profitable company, and a significant part of your profit is coming from your regional bus operation. So may I ask you again, what were the financial targets that you were missing in that context? Were you in fact making a loss here in Basingstoke? Because your accounts don't seem to show so.
Well, of course, I stand by what I said before.
Also, your new stock is tax deductible. On your company website, it says that you've actually invested in nearly £300 million of new stock. So just in relation to the double-deckers and the buses around Basingstoke, a lot of people are angry that you've got the wrong buses on the wrong routes. You've got large buses running around the town empty. You've got double-deckers that people can't get on, so they actually are losing customers. And in many other towns, you run the small runabouts. There aren't any small runabouts in Basingstoke in a way that would generate passengers, and also in many ways improve your route times. The management of your bus network in Basingstoke is a very serious issue. Do you acknowledge that from the residents and the concerns that they raise with you this evening?
Yes, if you'd like to deal with double-deckers in the course of your answer.
I understand entirely residents' concerns. I don't think the Basingstoke bus network is badly managed.
You've made the changes to the bus network, and it's the vast majority of people that don't like your changes. It's the other way around. I mean, looking at this bus route, looking at the way you've changed this, the question I've really got to try and drive at, I think, in terms of consultation, is your corporate priorities. And this is where I'm really struggling to understand your motivation here. You claim on your website that we connect with communities that we and our services play an important role in helping people in rural and urban areas access work, education, health, shopping and leisure. Putting customers first is our priority. We're working hard to increase the quality, reliability and frequency of our bus services. There are your corporate priorities. That is what you are allegedly supposed to be doing commercially, as a commercial company. Don't want to talk about the subsidised stuff yet. I want to talk about the commercial side. Yet you have most councillors in Basingstoke, most residents groups in Basingstoke raising the buses, the quality, the punctuality, the standard, everything to do with buses as the number one issue. Yet you sit there obviously oblivious to it. Where are you reacting to? What are you going to do from tonight to address any of the concerns that you've heard this evening? What are you actually going to do?
I think it's a bit unfair to say that we're oblivious to it. The corporate